I am here at Acetech headquarters just outside of Taipei, Taiwan, in a beautiful building, and I'm getting a chance to show you guys and gals something brand new from their company, and something that's rather new as a concept to Airsoft, and I think something that all of us want to add for some realism. And I was really impressed, first off, before we get to the product, which is, let me reach behind me here, is in this box right here. I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of an unboxing. I've already had a chance to mess with this a little bit, and we're gonna go through what this does, because this isn't just a tracer. Like, there's more to it, so stay tuned. I was really impressed with the size of this company. I mean, they do everything in-house. It's really impressive to see the level of work that they put into making sure every single one of these items that goes out the door is tested and working properly. So we're gonna talk about the item here. I really wanna kind of dive into it. It is called the Blaster. Now, if you've seen the Acetech stuff, I've got a lineup of it right here behind me. They've got different versions like the lighter, and they've got their Predator series and all that. Some of these work with red and green BBs. Some work with, obviously they're larger, a little more milsim level. Some of these are more of like the pistol style, even super small. The Brighter is probably my most recent review. The Brighter C, the Brighter S. Those are some really fantastic little tiny tracer units. The Blaster is something new in their lineup, and this is super cool. I'm gonna go ahead and bust this brand new fresh one open to give you guys and gals an idea of what's going on, and kind of an unboxing experience, I guess, is before we get into the review. So in the package, you're gonna have, I'm gonna take the box away, 3 items. You have the manual that explains everything you need to get this thing going, walks you through the whole process. It's in English and in Chinese. Also, you have a little USB charger. It still uses USB-B is the type of that, so you get a little USB cable, not a charger. Everybody has a charger and all that. And a small little Allen key in this bag. And then in the packaging here, and again, this comes in 2 different colors. This one's the tan. I also have a black one as well. So it comes in both. You can see it, so if you like the tan color, you can go that route. If you like the black, you can go that route. So this is the Blaster right here. I love what they're doing with the styling. First thing I noticed was no longer is it just kind of like this, where they have a little bit of floating in detail, but it's more of a basic tube. They've really added some details, and there's a darn good reason they put this on. You're gonna see it, so stick to the end of this, or toward the end of this video, to see what's going on with that, because there's a reason they have like all this cool little holes and this like this cup and this aggressiveness around it. The aggressiveness is for a look. I love it. I think it adds like a lot of neatness to it. Weight on this is about average. It's not crazy light because they have a lot of technology packed in here, but it still isn't bad at all. You can put this at the end of a pistol and not feel out of place. I think they've done a good job balancing the weight and the technology. Now on this one, we do have the adapter already on there. That adapter is to fit it on the internal threads of some pistols that are out there. So they do give that to you. And I think it's 11 millimeters on that. So it's 11 millimeter internal, but built into that on this cap is 14 millimeter counterclockwise. And that is what's gonna be normally on the end of most Airsoft barrels. So your Airsoft like the AEGs, your GBBRs, and your pistols, most of them are gonna fit. There are some that are slightly bigger for adapters, but for the smaller ones, you do have this adapter that comes with it. And also the Allen key can be used. In this case, there's little holes here. So if you wrench this thing on, now you can't get it off, you can drive that Allen key just through the hole and use that as kind of a wrenching tool to take this off. And that's one of the reasons they include that in there for you. So the Blaster, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of disassemble this before we get into the actual, what it works or how it works. So back cap comes off, 14 millimeter counterclockwise. It's got the good old FC and CE certification on it. 2 O-rings inside to add a little like some waterproofness to it, which is nice. So now this thing's gonna have a little bit of water resistance. So if you are using this in a moist environment, since your GBBR is gonna be spewing out gas and things like that, they have thought of that to actually add some seal to it, because inside of this, between the 2 gaskets, I don't know if you can see, the orange gaskets there, see the one on the outside and one on the inside internally, is to line it up with the inside of this, where your charging port is and your power button to turn everything on. So there's a power switch here to actually power it on and to power it off. It's actually a mode switch as well, which we're gonna get to in a moment. And then the USB-B ports. Any USB plug's gonna work. If you're out in the field, you can have one of those portable battery packs and charge this thing right up. We're gonna screw this thing back on this. They have nice little grippiness and some good designs. In the end, I'm gonna step out and let you look in again. You'll see there are 3 yellow kind of little dots there. 133% as it goes around. That is for a darn good reason, because this not only has the LEDs inside to illuminate your BB to use it as a tracer, and you can use it in tracer mode only, it actually has a orange flash. So it'll illuminate your green tracer BBs and just has like kind of a bright flash. It's a little slight bluish tint internal, but external, you have this flash and it adds, you can actually see it through the gap. And we're gonna be showing some video here of me getting a chance to use this. And I'm gonna show you how this application works for GBBRs, pistols, and AEGs. And then we're gonna take it a step further and show you what it's like when you don't use tracer BBs, because tracer BBs can be difficult to find and a little expensive. And sometimes you wanna add some fun and interesting color and brightness and a little bit of, maybe I would say, realism to your airsoft game, but you don't want to invest in the tracers. Maybe you like to use really heavyweight BBs and it's heavier than what most tracers are. This is going to give you that versatility, and I think that's so cool. So how it works is when you fire it, the BB goes through, and instead of also just illuminating the inside, you can set it to a mode where it will also do a front flash. So you can set it up that way and give it this orange, kind of like that fire coming out of the muzzle when you pull the trigger. And it works, like I said, even with regular BBs, because the white BB accepts that glow, especially in lower lit areas. So I think for outdoor games, you may not see it as much, but when you're playing indoors, it has a really cool effect. I think it's so neat. So let's go on over to the range. Let's check this thing out. We're gonna run through a bunch of different items here. We're gonna be looking at, like I said, pistols, AEGs, GBBRs, give you a little idea of how it works with everything. And then we're gonna come back and wrap this thing on up. We got about 20-ish or so shots in here. Let's just do a mag dump and see what happens. Because once that happens, we're gonna start putting out some gas and a cloud, and it should give us a cool effect. There we go. You saw everything. I want to show you really quickly the technical things too, because they put a lot of technology in this. So when you're charging this, meaning you got the back cap open, you got the thing plugged in, you'll see a little LED color inside of here. It actually changes from red to yellow to green to show you the level of charge this has on it, which is pretty darn cool. Also, that power button in there, if you want to wake it up, you can press that power button. Of course, it's behind the cap. They've thought of this. This actually, once you've woke it up, once it's awake, and you powered it on for the first time, or if it's been in deep, deep sleep and it's gone to sleep, or you held the button down to power it off, well, actually just press it to power it off once, then it goes into sleep mode. So what's really cool is while you're playing with this, you set your rifle down, you go to lunch, this thing is not chewing through batteries. After 5 minutes, it goes to sleep mode. And you're going, well, now that stinks, Jonathan. Now I gotta take it off my gun, I gotta unscrew this cap, I gotta press, no. A little bit of vibration will wake it up. Now this one's brand new, and I'm gonna kind of show you the process. So we're gonna go ahead and open this thing up. I'm gonna unscrew it like it's brand new out of the box. We're gonna press that button. You hear the single beep, and now it's awake, right? So now for the rest of the day, when I play, as long as I don't hit that power button to turn it off, this thing will be on or in sleep mode. And if I pick it up, like I said, I grab my pistol, even my pistol's on my hip, you know, I put it in my holster, right? I put the magazine in, that's enough of a shake to wake it up. If I pick up my AEG or my GBBR, it's enough of a shake to wake it up. So you never have to worry about turning your tracer unit on, and even better, you don't have to worry about turning it off and draining your battery. So the next time you go to play, it's been in sleep mode this whole time. You grab your bag, you put it in there, it wakes up, you can still go. In fact, even in their manual, it says to charge it every 2 months. That's crazy. So if it's in sleep mode, you just gotta charge it every 2 months. That's nuts. And it's good for thousands and thousands and thousands of shots. Also, for the modes, since we were talking about that, how to go through the modes, you're gonna take that cap back off. This is something you do need the cap for, off, and you can go through the modes. So on this, since it's awake, I'm gonna press and hold the button. and it did 3 beeps, right? And now we've changed the mode. So we went from the default mode, which is tracer plus flash, meaning it'll light up your tracer BB and also emit that flame glow out the front. Now it's gonna be in flame only mode. So now you're set to this. So when you fire, you can use those regular white BBs. Let's say you don't have tracers, you don't wanna waste the extra battery juice on having both of the lights illuminating, so you'll have more shots before you have to recharge. Now you're in that flame only mode, right? Where it's only gonna show the orange. Press and hold again. And you can see the light flashed again, and now we've moved to tracer only mode. So if you don't wanna have that orange flame, maybe you're concerned about giving away the position, or maybe you just don't wanna have that at that point in time. Maybe you're playing a night game and you wanna be a little more sneaky, then you can turn it off at that point. Now to turn it off, like I said, you can tap the button. Like that, you heard those beeps. When I do that, now it's in the power off mode, so shaking this thing is not going to wake it up. So that's, like if you're gonna store this, you know you're not gonna play for maybe like a month or a few weeks, you can do what I just did, tap that button one time, put it on your shelf, or leave it on your AG, it's fine. Pack this thing away, and you know if you move your bag around, or let's say you leave your stuff in the back of the car and you're bouncing all the time, which will constantly wake this up, this is now in powered off mode. To wake it back up, simple tap like I did at the beginning of this tutorial, and it's back awake. And what's cool is it has a memory mode in here too. So when you've set it to, let's say, flame mode only, that's what you want, then when you turn this thing off and you stow it away, when you bring it back out and you turn it back on, guess what? It stays in flame mode. It doesn't reset back to the default setting, which is both on that. So it remembers what you are. So anyway, that's how this thing works. Really well made, solid metal on the outside, waterproof like IP65, so you don't have to worry about if you're using this. By the way, gel blasters, yep, IP65 rated, so if you're a gel blaster, Australian friends out there, anybody who's playing that, this is gonna be good to go for you as well. So they've thought of everything. They really have included kind of everybody in this device. And I'm excited to see what else they have. They keep pushing the envelope. So anyway, if you're interested about this, I have a link in the description below. You can go click, check, learn more, or even pick up one of your own. They're available right now. They do come in this kind of like a bronze tan color and in black. So depending on what you want, you can pick and choose the one. And like I said, I'm curious to see, have you picked one of these up if you're watching this video later? Do you have tracer units, or have you always wanted to have that cool flame effect, which I think looks so neat on a GBBR? I mean, that's, but the AG users aren't left out either. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm all ears. In fact, after this video goes live, I'm gonna be kind of checking back periodically to see what your comments are and joining the conversation down there. By the way, if you haven't dropped me a like, I'd love to have it. It lets YouTube know you enjoy watching videos like this one. Let's get a bunch of likes on there so we can drive this up and get this out to more people so we can continue getting Airsoft to spread around YouTube. And until next video, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.